Hi, my name's Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blog 12 straight years every day. Today I'd like to share Genesis 35 verses 1 to 8. Here's the word of God. God said to Jacob, "Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there. Make an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." So Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, "Put away the foreign gods that are among you, and purify yourselves and change your garments. Then let us arise and go up to Bethel, so that I may make there an altar to the God who answers me in the day of my distress, and has been with me wherever I have gone." So they gave to Jacob all the foreign gods that they had, and the rings that were in their ears. Jacob hid them under the terebinth tree that was near Shechem. And as they journeyed, a terror from God fell upon the cities that were around them, so that they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. And Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethel, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were with him, and there he built an altar and called the place El-bethel, because there God had revealed himself to him when he fled from his brother. And Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried under an oak below Bethel. So he called its name Allon-bacuth. Genesis 35, 1 to 8. And here's the poem I wrote inspired by those verses. God calls Jacob back to Bethel. After the heinous slaying of the Canaanites by Simeon and Levi, God called Jacob and reminded him of his promise to him at Bethel. Jacob had forgotten that vow he made and went to Shechem. Now the Lord wanted Jacob's household to be cleansed again. Jacob was directed to get rid of all the idols in his own household, and he had to go to Bethel, where he was originally asked to settle. Here's my essay. In Genesis 28, God showed himself to him in the land of Luz. Jacob promised that if God was going to look after all his needs and fulfill his covenant promise, he will follow whatever he is asked. He built an altar and called it Bethel. Years later, Jacob settled in Shechem and forgot his promise to be faithful to God. Notice that in Genesis 34, all bad things happened to Jacob and his family: Dinah's defilement and the killing of the Canaanites. Could it be that God was reminding him that if he does things out of his own will, things won't go well? If he kept his vow, these sinful things could have been avoided. Why did God call Jacob back to Bethel, and why did he have to purge from idols? Well, in those time, if you are a master and you need to visit the altar or the temple or the sacred place of God, you need to cleanse and purify yourself from ungodly things. And so I'm sure that when they settled in Canaan, they were also amongst all these pagan people, and they have their own idols, their own gods that they're small images that they keep to themselves. And remember that Rebekah stole Laban's idol when she left his father's place, and I'm sure that it didn't say anything about it, but I think she kept that idol as well. So it is interesting that in chapter 34, we see the defilement of Dinah that began also the killing of the Canaanites by Simeon and Levi. But there's so many things that happened to the sons of Jacob in that place in Shechem, where I think that's where God didn't tell him to go to Shechem, but he did. If you also remember, Jacob's great-great-grandfather, Abraham's father, was supposed to go to Canaan, and he stayed in Haran, and then Jacob was called to be out of Haran. Oh, I'm sorry, but Abraham was called out to be out of Haran when after the father died. So it's almost like history is repeating itself in this thing. And so I think sometimes when we make an oath to God and we don't keep that oath or vow or promise, we get in trouble. And I think getting in trouble is a way that God calls us back to Him. And I think it's amazing how God still takes care of them even though they did so much sinful things like Simeon and Levi killing all these Canaanites. And how treacherous that Simeon and Levi did their revenge over their sister's defilement. So it's important for us to recognize that when we are getting in trouble, we're getting through some distressful things, that maybe we need to look back and search our heart what we have been doing, because a lot of times we are not probably living in the will of God, and we're living in our own will. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube so I can make more videos and give you the Word of God. Have a blessed day, and if you haven't already, check over 3,000 videos I've done in this 12 years. I've been doing this daily. Just type on Google or YouTube search ILMA'S Poem Devotional. Have a wonderful day.